Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, DarkAero's mission to push boundaries. Chinese fighter jet nears within 10 feet of USAF aircraft. Ramp checks to increase across Mexico. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. DarkAero's mission to push boundaries. DarkAero is the embodiment of a shared aspiration to develop a kit aircraft of surpassing speed, range, and efficiency. The brothers Ryley, River, and Keegan Karl have plied their considerable expertise and energies with the DarkAero 1, a single-reciprocating-engine, low-wing, retractable tricycle-undercarriage normal category airplane. With a wingspan of just under 24 feet and an empty weight of 750 pounds, the DarkAero 1 is not a large airplane. The machine's 750-pound useful load impresses, as does the 5.2-liter, 6-cylinder, 4-stroke, 200-horsepower UL-Power UL520IS engine by which it's motivated. The DarkAero 1's 240-knot cruise speed, 1,477 nautical mile range, and flight level 200 service ceiling are impressive. A bit of throttle restraint will see the DarkAero 1 cover 1,912 nautical miles with a 30-minute VFR reserve at a 222-knot economy cruise. The DarkAero 1's 61-knot stall speed is commensurate with an aircraft of its speed-optimized design, as is the 2,500 foot-per-minute climb rate. Less orthodox is the hollow grid structure of the wings. Hollow grid denotes an arrangement of CNC-cut carbon fiber and honeycomb sandwich panel ribs and shear webs. By design, the entirety of in-flight compressive, tensional, and torsional loading action is borne by the wing's outer skin, while the hollow grid keeps the skin's shape and prevents buckling. Its first flight is imminent. And coming up after the break, Sikorsky protests Bell's FLRAA win.
Unbridled passion, unequaled performance, unlimited possibilities.
Hartzell Aviation, you are cleared for takeoff.
Introducing Hartzell Aviation, leading general aviation companies united by the Hartzell guiding principle of built on honor, a commitment to uphold the highest standards in quality, performance, and support. Hartzell Propeller, Hartzell Engine Tech, Hartzell Aerospace Welding. We are Hartzell Aviation.
Now boarding at hartzellaviation.com.
Are you tired of tucking your phone under your headset to make a call and having cords and adapters strewn about the cockpit? Experience wireless cell phone communications and your personal music with Pilot Communications BlueLink 2. BlueLink 2 gives you a wearable link to two Bluetooth-enabled devices at the same time and can even control your phone and music. Use BlueLink 2 with your existing headset or a Pilot Communications headset from pilot-usa.com.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some other interesting stories. Sikorsky protests Bell FLRAA win. Sikorsky has protested the recent contract award for the U.S. Army's Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft contract to Bell Textron. Sikorsky filed a formal protest with the U.S. Government Accountability Office to review the Army's decision on the contract. The Boeing company's offering for the contract, the Defiant X, retains more of a classic helicopter profile, sporting a pair of stacked main rotors and a pusher prop in the tail. Bell's winning selection is a tilt-rotor, fixed-wing aircraft in the same vein as the operational V-22 Osprey. ZeroAvia obtains approval for hydrogen electric flight. The UK's CAA has granted a permit to fly for ZeroAvia's upcoming hydrogen electric Dornier 228. The hybrid commuter aircraft will fly after a, quote, extensive ground testing campaign and a rigorous review of the full developmental program, end quote. With the approval, ZeroAvia can now begin the first test flights of its 600-kilowatt hydrogen electric powertrain. The 19-seater twin-engine Dornier 228 has been fitted into a test bed to evaluate the hybrid engine on the left wing, while retaining its OEM Honeywell TPE 331 on the right. Airport worker killed in horrific ramp accident. A baggage handler in the employ of Piedmont Airlines lost his life on December 31st after reportedly being ingested into the operating turbine engines of an Embraer E-175LR regional jet parked on the ramp of Alabama's Montgomery Regional Airport. The 4-year-old E-175LR involved in the accident was operated by Envoy Air, the aircraft of which operate under the American Eagle brand. Designated American Airlines Flight 3408, the E-175LR was slated to depart MGM's Gate 4 at 1546 CST and proceed nonstop to DFW. The flight, for reasons glaringly self-evident, was canceled. Harrier pilot set for extradition over PLAN-PLAAF training. Australian, formerly American national Daniel Dugan, 54, will soon be extradited to the U.S. for his work in training Chinese military pilots. His flying career began with the U.S. Marine Corps as a Harrier pilot before moving on to a variety of flight services and training engagements. A 2017 indictment says that Dugan provided military training to the PRC through a South African flight school on 3 separate occasions in 2010 and 2012 as a United States citizen. His training there is alleged to have been centered on aircraft carrier landings and naval aviation. And that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Chinese fighter jet nears within 10 feet of USAF aircraft. A Chinese fighter jet reportedly neared to within 10 feet of a U.S. Air Force reconnaissance aircraft over contested waters of the South China Sea. The Chinese pilot's short-sightedly aggressive antics forced the USAF plane to take evasive action to avoid a midair collision of potentially dire consequence in international airspace. The perilously close December 21st encounter followed what the U.S. has called a recent trend of increasingly dangerous behavior by the Chinese Communist government, which has formally and repeatedly stated that the presence of U.S. military vessels and aircraft in the South China Sea is not good for peace. U.S. military ships and planes routinely carry out surveillance operations within and over vast expanses of the South China Sea that overlap with the exclusive economic zones of Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and the Philippines, expanses arbitrarily claimed by China. The December 21st incident involved a People's Liberation Army Naval Air Force J-11, a lowest bidder knockoff of Suhoi's Su-27 twin-engine jet fighter, and a USAF RC-135, a sophisticated recon platform. A U.S. military spokesperson reported the J-11 came within 10 feet of the RC-135's wing before passing within 20 feet of the larger aircraft's nose, thereby compelling the USAF crew to initiate evasive action. And after these messages, ramp checks to increase across Mexico.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Ramp checks to increase across Mexico. Mexico's Federal Civil Aviation Agency has announced its intention to increase the number of ramp checks its agents perform on foreign business aircraft and crews traveling into and around Mexico between December 20th, 2022 and January 20th, 2023. AFAC attributes the step up to Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's decision to turn the enterprise of administering his nation's airports to the Mexican military. As Tapachula and Cozumel airports are mandatory stops for aircraft arriving from South America, Central America, or the Caribbean, inspections at subject airfields are apt to be stricter than those conducted at other Mexican airports, in keeping with prevailing governmental attempts to curtail the flow of illegal drugs into the country. Additional airports at which increased ramp checks may be expected include Cancun, Oaxaca, Puerto Escondido, and Ensenada. In lieu of separate landing permits for each arrival airport, Senor Valde set forth, quote, Manny Aviation recommends Part 91 operators get an annual multi-entry authorization that allows as many landings as the operator requires, end quote. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.